Hello, this is Amin, and this is session 7 of ASP.NET Core MVC tutorial. In this session, I'm talking about middleware and request response pipeline in ASP.NET Core. Middleware is a piece of software that can handle HTTP requests and response, and we can set middlewares in a startup class in configure method. For example, if you want to serve a static file, you can add use a static file middleware, or if you have authentication and authorization in your application, you can add app.useAuthentication or authorization, or we have middleware for serve MVC or exception page and several more middleware that we use these middlewares during this session. We introduce some related middleware during this session. Let's flip to Visual Studio and check the application that we created in previous session and see which middleware we have in the default empty templates in MVC. This is the application that we created in previous session. As you can see, we have just two middleware in our application, actually three middleware. And these middleware, as I mentioned, set in configure method in a startup class. And the first middleware that you can see is use development exception page, which can show us developer exception page if we will be in development environment. And the second one is for routing, which is use routing. And the third one is use endpoints middleware, the middleware that show us the message for time being. And also the order of running this application is by the order that we add them. For example, in this session, if we are in developer page and some exception happen, this is the first middleware that execute, and after that this one, and this is the third one, and then it is reverse the pipeline. This is the pipeline of ASP.NET Core, and based on the order that we add the middleware, it's execute and reverse. But if when a request comes to this pipeline, a middleware can pass it to the next middleware if the middleware was not interested in the request. For example, if some request for a static file come to this pipeline, this middleware pass it to next one, and also this one is not interested in a static file, it's passed to next one. Of course, we don't have a static file middleware yet in our application, but for example, I said the pipeline is running in the order that we add the middlewares. Also, some middlewares is stop circuit the pipeline, and in that situation the next middleware will not run, and from that middleware which short circuit the pipeline, it is reverse the pipeline. Let me back to a slide and see the diagram of pipeline in the slides. Let's go to a simple pipeline. If we have three middleware and a request come to our application, first some logic will execute, then we go to next middleware and some logic happen, and after that we go to this third middleware, and during third middleware we do some logic, and then it is reversed, the response reverse through the third middleware to second one and then to first one, and the response will present to user and requester. This is the pipeline, the simple diagram of pipeline of ASP.NET Core, and we can see and try this pipeline in our application. Okay, let's back to the project that we've been working through previous sessions, and this is the last code that we added to our project. Let me make it simple and copy this line and then comment it and make it simple and write hello world message, and let me run the project and see the result again. As you can see, the message that it has actually a typo. We write down in the code appear here, and if we check the source code of this page, we can see it is just a simple string and it doesn't have any HTML. For time being, this is the only middleware that responds to request, and let me add some more middleware and check the pipeline together. First, I add one middleware which is called run, and I use lambda expression and as it is async, use await context dot response dot write async, and here I will write hello from run middle, and let me run the project and see which message it will show in our web page. As you can see, it is just a message that I wrote in run middleware, and run middleware is a short circuit middleware, and it's terminal middleware, and the pipeline is terminated here and it's not going to the next middleware. If I want to go to the next middleware, I should use middleware, and here I should have next, and after appearing this message I should await next function. As you can see, it is func. And let me add this code to go to the next line, and let me start it. And now you can see I have both message in my browser. But let me check the pipeline and income and outcome and the diagram that we see in our slide. Here I mentioned middleware 1 income. Let me copy it, and after next, middleware outcome, and let me copy this one and write middleware 2, and here I will write hello from use endpoint middleware and run the project. As you can see, the pipeline first middleware 1 income is executed. Then middleware 2, we reach the next, and we are going to next middleware, and middleware 2 income appear here and executed. And then we reach the next, and this line of code from use endpoints middleware executed, and you can see the message, and then it is reversed, and we can see this line of code middleware 2 outcome, and then reversed, and you can see middleware 1 outcome. This is the pipeline, exactly the pipeline that we see in the slides. Here it is the middleware 1. This is the line that write the message of middleware 1, and then we go to the middleware 2. It is the line that show message middleware 2 income, and then we go to the middleware 3, which is endpoint middleware, and the message executed, and then it is reversed. Here it is the location that middleware 2 outcome message executed, and then this is the line that middleware outcome 1 executed, and the final response. And this is the pipeline of ASP.NET Core. That's it in this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow our channel and follow us on our social network.